Hey everyone, welcome to the Infinite Respawn Podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Baka.
What's up, guys?
What's
How
up?
is everybody?
Doing well.
Full of news and booze shortly. Woo! It'll be great.
News and booze. That's hey,
News.
that's a pretty nice name
I'm
for.
full of news, but I can't be full of booze.
I'm here and
Okay,
evidently
anyway,
have to buy new things, so yay.
What
My
games have everybody
internet's
been playing
being
this week?
stupid.
Yeah, no, everybody's internet. It's crazy right now.
I've been playing the shit out of some Hearthstone. Lots of kobolds and catacombs. I'm enjoying the hell out of the single player thing. It's a lot of fun. I haven't beaten it because I'm bad, so whatever. I played a little Final Fantasy on stream. It was a long fucking dungeon, ridiculous and tedious. Played some PUBG last night. I got chicken dinner. Last night we were on fire. Tore it up, man. 4 games. The lowest place we came in was 4th. 4th, 1st, and 2nd. We were just wrecking. Me and J-Max were just tearing it up. I don't know what it was. Either we were getting people that were terrible or we were just better, but I think it was bad people. But anyway, we're just going to go with we were good.
Was it a free weekend? What was the deal?
Free weekend. All the bad people.
Totally tearing up them scrubs.
But speaking of free weekend, the Monster Hunter World Beta came out, and me and Baka started playing it. We played it on stream, and it's really for a person who's never played. Well, I've dabbled in a Monster Hunter just a little bit, but not anything a lot. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna get it on PC, but it's delayed for who knows how long. So
Like everything else in the world.
yeah, but it was a lot of fun hunting the monsters and the gear sets and whatnot, and the kitties. You
got a kitty friend?
Yes, you could hear Griff squeal from the other room every time you get to customize
Well, because
your
the kitties would have to go fight in, like, water and stuff, and so, because they're tiny kitties, they would, like, pop out in these little boats and paddle around and fight the things. They were so cute!
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for a first-time player, but I know Baka has played Monster Hunters a lot, so he can speak more to the differences and whatnot, to how the game is.
Compared to the first one, there's a lot more weaponry. I think the combat kind of feels a little bit different than before because they have the weird combos and stuff. It used to be you can just kind of like mash a couple of buttons, and just kind of perform combos here and there. But it seems like they've changed up some of the ones. The gun is something I don't remember from when I played it a long time ago. And it's kind of neat. You get like all sorts of specialized ammo, shock ammo, poison ammos. There's a thing called cluster bomb, which basically makes your weapon into a mortar. You just sit off in the back and just.
Oh, the catapult! Oh my god, the catapult!
Damn it!
It's a pawn.
Oh my god,
my God.
Your little cat friends actually pull out these like little ballista things, except they're shaped in like cat, so that opens up its mouth and launches something. They're little catapults. Oh, it's so good.
Oh.
Damn
Monster
Capcom.
Hunter puns.
So good. So good.
Yeah, I don't remember because the one I played a lot of was the one on PS2. I don't remember some of the tracking elements into it either. So it used to be just you had to like run around and figure out where things were, and then each like area, like how we're going into like each zone kind of a thing, Chicken.
Right.
Like anytime we went from like one zone to another, it was like an actual loading zone. So
Oh wow. Ooh.
yeah, it took forever for that. I'm glad they kind of changed that with this one. Because it's like, yeah, I'm going to run over here. Okay, load up. Alright, these are the monsters that are in this area. Okay, got it.
What'd you do, Oak?
The new expansion for Destiny 2 came out, which is Curse of Osiris, and I went ahead and played through it and beat it. I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. It was just a little longer than playing like a regular, I guess, chapter of the game, if you would. Plotline was pretty decent. You've got this guy named Osiris that was a former guardian that kind of went missing, that you're basically trying to find out where he is, and a lot of challenging parts to it. The thing I really like about the area, because it opened up a new world, which was Mercury, the thing that I liked that they opened up on it was the public events on it have like basically jumping platform, a lot of platforming stuff that's on it, and it's just trying to get. And you've got, I think, 5 minutes to be able to beat this thing, and then there's like 5 or 6 of us that were they've got these little jump gates where you jump in the middle of the stream, and that shoots you to another part, and you go over and you have to do something over in this part, then you have to jump up to a certain point, make your way across, and then you have to go to the other side of the thing, and you're hitting all these jump gates to do it, and then you have to like kind of join up in the middle and make that happen. So it's pretty fun. The I don't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to play that part of the campaign, but it was enjoyable. I think I've got my guy finally up to like 280 or something like that, 285. So he's finally getting closer to 300. But yeah, I that's basically all I did. Had other stuff going on, so I just played that when I could. And now my internet's being all weird, so that's good.
There's actually a little bit of news around it, and I kind of wanted to see. I mean, I know we're in the midst of what is everybody playing, but I'm just going to throw this out there. So how does everybody feel about the fact that if you don't have the expansion, you get locked out of some of the content or access to some things that you had access to previous to the expansion?
I don't like that at all. But one of the things you had asked me about the other day is if the light level had raised on one of the
it's like prestige raids and some of the strikes and nightfall stuff. Yeah,
the strikes are the same. The only difference is they added another strike to it. It's like a heroic strike or something like that we didn't have before. But the only thing that I could figure maybe people were complaining about on that one was one of the things, like one of the type of nightfall strikes that you had, one of them was to where you could either play on normal level or you could play at a higher level. Mm-hmm. And maybe that one changed, but I never played that one, so I don't know. But as for the other ones, those levels never changed. Because I looked at it after we talked about it because I wanted to check and see, but it was...
Well, did you see I sent the article about it. The one main thing that people are upset about is that you have to do a certain quest chain that includes certain prestige strikes and raid stuff to get a specific legendary gun, and you can't get that now unless you have that, because you have to do those legendary strikes at that 330 light level. So it does exclude content.
Okay, so it's excluding on that end of it. I got you.
All right.
So basically, they went, hey, this content that you had access to previously, unless you buy the expansion, you can't get it now.
Yes.
Yeah, it
very much seems like Bungie intends, like, if you want to play Destiny, they intend for you to play all of it, which means you have to buy the season pass. So I don't understand why they don't just go ahead and package that at a higher dollar amount for the base game. Why even bother selling the base game? Because by the second expansion, the base game's going to be pretty much useless.
Well, and the thing is like, and basically what they did is they offered a season pass style thing, and it's like you paid $70 for the game, or you could pay $100 and you'd get the 2 expansions. The problem I'm going to have with it is they do this on the next set of expansions, because you know they're going to come.
Oh, yes.
So, like, when they come to 3 and 4, it's going to be, it's going to be either you pay $20 or, when it actually comes out, you're dropping $20 per or so, whatever, but, yeah.
I just don't like the model of it, I guess.
It just looks like it's poor progression. I mean, the way it is normally you got your 2 difficulties, like he was saying, your normal and then your prestige. And before it was just 300, and then once this comes out, they increase the heroic, the prestige difficulty up to 330. If you don't have the expansion, you can't do that. Well, technically you can do it. You can do the prestige at 300. But you're going to be undergeared.
But you're probably going to get annihilated.
Yeah, you're going to be undergeared severely. So it's this weird line where they're trying to cross where it's you want to progress, but they're kind of forcing you to buy it to progress into that. They're taking what you are already doing and rehashing that into harder content, which is what we've complained at Blizzard doing, rehashing their content and just upping the difficulty and then reusing it again instead of giving you new stuff to do.
A lot of times people want to compare Destiny's model to what World of Warcraft does with expansions, but the difference is this game came out a couple of months ago. World of Warcraft, you have a year at minimum between expansions, and you will be working towards raid progression that whole fucking time.
These look like they're more of big patches. You know how Blizzard does, like...
Yeah, but they charge you for them. Blizzard doesn't charge us for big patches.
Well, you pay. Technically, you are paying for it.
Well, you're paying your subscription fee. I guess that's true.
So technically...
Well, I mean, not to mention that, like, when they do come out with a new expansion, they're not taking things from the previous one and going, okay, now you have to buy the new one in order to go back and play with this.
True. It's just
or
very...
go back and get it.
It's very
I think if they do, it's really
and,
far.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I don't want to be called out for not being, completely fair. To be fair, Blizzard did that, but it was Zul'Gurub, which was a vanilla thing to start with, and when Cataclysm came out, which was the 4th expansion, they got rid of old Zul'Gurub and put in new, so you couldn't obtain those mounts and gear sets anymore.
Yeah.
So to be fair, that has happened, but it has been several years, not several months between.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a shady kind of practice where you're like, we don't want to make a new. I don't know. I'm not a developer, so I can't speak to this. I don't know how hard it is to make a Nightfall. I think that's what it's Nightfalls or whatnot. But just basically upping your difficulty instead of making a whole new difficulty, so that your people who don't have the expansion right now can still play. Like, I don't know. You've got normal, prestige, and then put heroic in, so that the people in the new expansion have something to do. But you're still not messing with the people who own just the base game. Like,
well, and the thing is, and the only thing I could figure part of the reason they did that is, and I like what you just said better, because this would actually eliminate this issue. Part of what they did in Nightfall is they actually, when they added Mercury, they also, inside of the Nightfall stuff, they added stuff that takes place on Mercury where you wouldn't have that available to you before. So if you had the heroic, we'll say, then you would only have that available to you if you bought that. So the stuff on Mercury would only be available to you if you played at that difficulty level. Maybe it would make a lot more sense than. But they added it into the regular strikes too. So I'm assuming that everybody has those strikes available to them as an incentive. So maybe you want to buy the actual part of the game, because I'd throw that shit in there, because those numbers didn't change. It's only, from what you're looking at here, is that prestige to get it at 330, but it's weird. Very weird to me that they did that. But it's, to me, it'd be an easy fix. You just, like he was saying, just create something to it'd still be 330 maybe for prestige or whatever, or 300 for prestige, and then you put a 330 for the next one up, and you'll have the ones that are available on Mercury available to you. But these were the ones that, I was talking about before, to where they're timed. So you got like 19, 20 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes to get from point A to point B, and you got the hardest freaking monsters that you can to fight through. So it's very difficult to do, but yeah, I couldn't imagine going through and going, oh, well, it's 330. I didn't pay for the expansion. I'm going to go play. I'm at 300. It's too hard. Like, it's even hard if you're at 330. It's going to be hard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you're going to have a good team to go into those. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't, I get it. One of the exotic shotguns got thrown into the mix with all that too, and it looks like they're trying to correct that issue, but I don't know what you do on the other one. They've got to correct it, but I don't know how you correct it.
They need to
It
stop
seems like a lot of
correcting
people are not
everything.
exactly happy with Destiny right now.
Everybody's got to correct things. Like, one of the comments is like, it seems like it's just a normal thing in this day and age. Our consumers are unhappy. Yeah, no shit. Quit doing shit like this. Just like,
but
I mean,
but to be fair, I'm okay with them correct. We can't have our cake and eat it too. We can't turn around and bitch about a game about all the problems with it, and then when somebody tries to fix it, turn around and go, stop fixing it.
No,
well, that's true, but here's what you do at the start with. A lot of market research before you release it to find out what's going to work and what doesn't. So that you don't have to go back and fix it because you've released a product they like.
It depends on what numbers you want to take for market research. So you got to keep in mind that you have a game that was a base, Destiny originally, and they were able to get away with this shit.
But there was a lot of controversy.
Yeah, it got a lot of flack. And a lot
Why
of people
did they not
playing.
learn from that?
Yeah, well, because they were still able to sell the stuff. And they did change a lot in their game before they released the second one. And now they changed to another direction, and people got pissed off. So it's like, now this, I don't agree with. I think it's stupid. But there are some things that, like, they did really well with the game.
Developers
it's
really
simple.
need to sit down and say, if I'm going to buy this game, what do I want out of it?
Yes.
How do I want to be treated as a consumer? Not looking at it from, I'm a developer, how do I cover all of these costs? It's, what do I want out of it? And then basically reverse engineer it from there, how you're going to make the game.
Which I think they did for the most part, at least for the base game.
At least that part.
My only issue with
Yeah.
the base game is it just wasn't enough again. Like, I mean, yeah, you got your ends kind of stuff, but there wasn't really.
But it's because
like,
they knew they were
anything
going to release an
after that.
expansion in a couple of weeks.
You should have
After
given
what?
you should have given it away. Like, I mean, give away the end game. Like, I let everybody start off the gates and run out towards the end of the road. Then you give them the raids and a few heroic and prestige nightfalls, so that everybody's like, "Oh hell yeah, this shit's amazing!" And then start expanding on that with your paid for expansions, and don't try to force people into it. People will come to you freely because of how much they're enjoying all the stuff you're doing for them.
Well, I don't.
Good stuff.
I still go back to their raids aren't hard enough.
Yes.
I gotta agree
You know
with
what I
that.
mean? I mean, because it's one of the bitches is the fact you're not giving enough context. Which, to me, if you play through the regular campaign, which you have to do in this game in order to be able to progress anyway.
Right.
So, if you play through the regular campaign and go through and play it, it's fun. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's side quest stuff that you want to do. There's a lot of stuff that you can enjoy as part of the game. Now, I'm going through it solo. I'm not playing with my friends, so my perspective is different. There's a lot for me to do because it's going to be harder for me to go through because I don't have the help to do it, because it doesn't increase difficulty in the amount of things you have to fight just because you're there with your friends. You can have 6 people in your party, and you still
it's
have the
still
same
the
amount of
same.
people to fight as I do.
Yeah.
You know,
That's weird.
so I think that's different. But when you get into something like the Leviathan, which is the original raid, when you get into that needs to be, and it's pretty intense the way that one's set up, but it needs to be so difficult that it takes people a while to figure out how to even do it and set it up, which I feel like they did pretty decently on the first raid that they had in Destiny, the original Destiny. But Destiny 2, I feel like everybody has already figured out their gimmicks. And so when it came through, it didn't take them long to beat their raid.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do in guns, but I'd hate to throw it back, but we can spend all hour debating Destiny, and
Yes.
we've got a lot of stuff to talk about from the
Yeah,
Game
you
Awards.
guys want to shift gears and talk about something happier, like an award show that just happened?
Woo!
Award show, what's that? Huh?
Yeah.
They have one of those?
It's where they give out trophies for people who did good jobs.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, actual good jobs, not just participation awards.
EA didn't even get a participation award. I'm sorry.
They got, oh my god, you
They
talk
got
about
called out
fucking
several times.
Yeah.
holy.
Oh.
They got called out by one of the people that actually has them publishing their game.
Oh my
Which makes it even
goodness.
better.
Like, good gracious.
Watch, EA is going to punish them by going, no, now you have to make this pay to win.
Yeah,
We're not
right.
going to be in this boat alone.
He already said that if they try to
gonna
come
go
put
down
their
together.
hands in it, he'll cut them off. Not in that exact.
I was going to say, I don't remember hearing that part.
Not in that exact wording, but he was basically like saying, "I'm making my game the way I want it to be made." Got it? Got
Fuck
it.
the
good.
Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the
Oscars.
that guy.
Woo,
Oh
that
my
guy.
god, Joseph something or another. What was his last name? The guy that's doing A Way Out. Joseph Fares. Oh my
Yep.
god. I just, like, how drunk was he?
I don't know. Well, evidently that's the
yeah,
way
I was
he
about to
really
say,
is, 'cause he was
evidently
really
that's how he
passionate.
is.
If you remember the way he was at E3 when he talked about A Way Out to start with, he was very passionate when it came out. But he
Okay,
he had
true.
a script then, right? This time he was unscripted. There's
Yeah.
a difference.
You could just watch Jeff Keighley's emotional state change on his face too. It was like, okay, this is fine. Okay, now he's swearing. Oh dear God, what happened? I gave this man a microphone. Oh
Well,
God.
they can't say shit because one of the first things they shown, which might have been the Accounting Plus one, that was
Yeah,
one
that
of
was, like,
those
the first thing.
was nothing but cussing and there's guts like being slinged out and all this stuff, and I'm like, what am I watching? What the hell is this you're showing me right now? Oh, too funny.
Oh. Well,
But they-
talking about that Way Out, which is the two brothers that are breaking out of prison together,
They're
which
not
Chick
brothers.
and I will
They're
be playing.
not brothers.
Oh, they're
just
not
prison
brothers.
Mates.
I'm sorry, my brain just
They're
says
just
that they are,
prison
okay?
mates.
You went to Uncharted
Well,
quick there.
I did. I guess that's why. I've played Uncharted recently. The game about two guys breaking out of prison that are not related. Comes out March 23rd next year, and Chicken and I will pick it up and stream it for you guys because
So much
those
yes.
two dudes.
Like they
Those
are
two dudes are.
exactly like me and Griff. Exactly like I can't tell you the scene. They get out of the fucking car. They're going to rob a gas station, and the guy pulls out a gun. He's like, "All right, let's do this." And the other guy's like, "Come on, put that away. We're gonna do this quietly." And he's like, come on now, just a little bit. And he's like, no, man, let's just do this calm and collected, easy peasy. And then they go to walk in, and he just shoots in the fucking roof, and he's like, get down! And the other guy's like, God damn it, not again.
Which one of us is which? I'll let you decide.
Oh my goodness.
Too funny.
That is perfect. Perfect.
Well, if anyone's ever seen us play Payday, yeah.
Pop, get down, get down. God damn it, not again.
So we'll be playing that March 23rd if you want to pick it up, which you probably should, because that guy, I just want to support that dude. More rants, more crazy rants. Let's do it.
He's awesome. Which, he did Brothers, which is a fantastic game.
Oh wow, he did Brothers.
Yeah, that's who. That's
Wow.
Maybe that's why. Maybe I've heard brothers in tandem with that game, and my brain said that that's because they were brothers in this game.
Oh, maybe so. But yeah, he was originally created Brothers, which was a very unique game style as is, and was a fantastic way to tell a story without saying a word, because they have their own little language. They're like Sims. They have their own little language. You don't really understand what they're saying. But they tell a story in such a way, and I recommend picking it up. It's like a 2-hour, 3-hour playthrough tops. That's it, but it's so worth it. You should be able to get it pretty cheap now. But yeah, I mean, what out of the games that were announced, what is the one that really just made you go, "Holy shit, this has got to happen"? I've got to buy the.
The main one for me, it's coming out on the Switch.
Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3.
Hey, they're also getting Bayonetta 1 and 2.
Oh,
so
yes.
you can play all of the Bayonetta series on the Switch. if you haven't
Bayonetta
done it
3
yet.
is Switch exclusive too. Oh my goodness, you talk about a freaking console seller again. That thing's gonna move consoles
Yeah, I'm
itself.
gonna have to buy it this time around.
Oh, so freaking good. Like, as soon as they were like, "Oh yeah, we got something else to go ahead and show you," I was like, "What else you got in the tank there, Reggie?"
It's like Chicken's version of Batman heavy breathing.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And then it starts playing out, and I'm like, "Oh my god, they're giving us Bayonetta 3. Platinum Games, do it right."
Well, February 16th will be when you can pick up 1 and 2 on Switch, but there is no release date for 3. I imagine we'll see it several times next year.
I'm pretty sure we'll see it 83, and it might be released the following year, because I'm sure they've been working on it for quite a while. The Bayonetta 2 port and 1 port have kind of been like their little side projects while working on 3.
Well,
Yeah, well, it allows them
pretty
to be able
big
to work
news.
with the platform. I think we figured that out a lot of times, that there'd be a new release of some sort. But I got to give props to it was really bad acting on Jeff Keighley's part, but Reggie, like, standing up there and going, "You don't think I just came up here to announce 1
Right.
and 2, do you?" It's like, and Jeff Keighley had to look surprised, and he was kind of like, what? You know.
No way. No way.
Yeah,
I
Jeff
think
Keighley's
the-
not an actor.
No.
Bayonetta 3 I was excited about. The one that really grabbed my attention that I hadn't heard of yet, well, there are 2 really. Witchfire.
Yeah.
Looked really cool. And then
Yes.
GTFO just looked, I was like, set in 4-player co-op going in, and it's like, I don't know, it's
Yes.
like, I didn't know what to do. Like, at first, when it first popped up, I was like, are they doing Black? What is this? And then I was like, no, wait, is this an Aliens game? No, wait, what the hell am I watching?
It looks like a single-sided version of Left 4 Dead and Evolved kind of smushed together to make aliens instead of it being monsters or zombies.
Right.
So
I mean,
basically
that's a
what
good thing. I like it.
Alien Colonial Marines should have been.
Probably.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with that.
So let's just hope that the little AI creatures don't like start dancing randomly on boxes for you.
Although that would be kind of funny.
But yeah, it looks
I had
really
that happen
good.
a few times in my Alien game. I was like, what the crap is this? He's just stuck on the box, just booping around.
Yes, GTFO does look really good. Also, I like the name of it. Makes me
Yes.
I'm sure it's like an
GTFO.
acronym for something. Like they'll tell you in game what it
They actually told
stands
you.
for.
It was on the screen.
Yeah.
What did it
What
say?
what it meant. It
I
was
must
like
have
something
been fingering.
tactical, something, whatever. They had like. But it
Okay,
means
I'll have to
something.
go look it up because expect a release date sometime in 2018 is what they're saying, but no current actual plans.
But I love it because it was like marketing wise to have something like GTFO come out.
Yes.
You know, it's like
Well, I mean that's what you're essentially doing, right?
Do you think
Time
they
to
were
get the
sitting
fuck
there
out,
going-
guys.
you think they were sitting there and they were going, okay, everyone just calls Players Unknown Battlegrounds PUBG. Can we come up with some catchy term? And some guy's like, get the fuck out, you know, whatever.
They're like,
It's
that's it.
That's it. Now what can we make it stand for? That'd be good.
Global Tactical
Global
Force Operatives.
That
Sure.
may work. Global Force.
Sounds good to me. We'll
don't
pretend
know.
that that's it.
Global
Because, you know,
Tactical
it's not
Force
really what we
Operatives.
all think it means.
But yeah, Witchfire looks really good too. I mean, it's
Graphically,
Ooh.
it looks like a totally different game than what they've done before.
I'm excited. It's the same. It's by people that did Bulletstorm.
yep. They had
I'm all
some of
about
the
it.
Bulletstorm people.
I'm all about it. It's going to be fast-paced gameplay. I'm super excited. Hopefully not as many
I don't know if
creative
it's going to
curse
be
words, but-
super fast paced because it kind of
Judging by
looks
the
like
way the trailer looked, like there was a lot of like shifting in really quickly to get close attacks and stuff. So
Yeah, it looked like there's a movement left and right, like their strafing left and right was a little quicker than normal
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, I agree with that.
like kind of a tumble forward too. At one point, he kind of shot forward. I was like, I want this.
I'm very interested in like
this.
the environment around it. It's very unique and different, and I like it. I want to see more of this game for sure.
Yes.
Fade to Silence comes out on the 14th.
That's the one that looks like.
It's a survival.
What did I sent a tweet to you,
It's
Oak,
like
and now
a mixture.
I can't
It was a
remember.
mixture of Horizon. You said Horizon and something else.
Yeah, it's like
Last of
Horizon
Us?
Zero Dawn and
Was it Last of Us?
I
you
can't
said?
remember.
I don't remember.
I have to go open Twitter now. I don't know, but I wasn't like. They showed it, and I was like, I'm not really super impressed by this. Like,
Well,
I just don't.
I'm a fan of survival games, so it looks pretty interesting to me. I like the eldritch kind of monsters that are in it, and I don't know. It's
What do you think about it being in early access and being somebody like THQ Nordic?
I think for a company like THQ Nordic, who's trying to do all of these incredible things for all these IPs that they've got, them starting a new IP and them needing some help with it is okay, as long as they don't fucking shit the bed. Don't fucking leave it in
Yes,
early
please.
access for 6 years and then release it in some broken version. Just don't do that. Otherwise, they just need some help along with it. It's THQ Nordic. I've got high hopes for this company. Don't let me down, guys. Don't let me down.
I like THQ Nordic. Of course, they've got Biohazard that's going to be coming out this next year sometime, which I'm really excited about. I think they've got, was it Spellbound 3? Spell something 3.
Yeah, I think it was Spellbound 3. They've got Darksiders 3 coming out. They just released the expansion for Titan Quests 11 years after the fact. I mean, they're pushing out stuff. Like all these new IPs that they've bought, they're pushing out games, and that's pretty good. And
That's good. They
Better
could
than
end up
just,
being a major
sitting
developer
on it.
for them.
exactly. Like that's the main part, is they didn't buy these IPs just to sit on them and look pretty. Like,
Well, I
they're
also
doing
like the
something
fact that they know who they are.
with it. Yes.
Like there's like they want to expand from what they're known for, but they're still embracing what they're known for.
Yep.
So
Yes.
which I like a lot. I mean, you think about it from like even Blizzard's standpoint. Blizzard, known for years for World of Warcraft, and then they were like, okay, we're going to create a first-person shooter multiplayer game.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So it's like they
Yeah.
knew who they were, and they continue to embrace that. They're just adding to their catalog, and I really like the fact that they're doing that. And I think the ultimate what the fuck moment had to be Death Stranding.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean,
Like,
as soon as you hear Kojima's gonna come talk about it, you're already like, all right, this is gonna be fucking ridiculous. What am I about to see? And I actually, the next day, showed my sister all 3 of the trailers that we have been shown so far in the order that we have all seen them. And I really thought for a minute that she was never gonna speak to me again. She's like, what the fuck? The fuck is this? No, seriously, what are you showing? I was like,
somebody posted on Twitter, I think it was the next day, and I just died. I was like, yes, this is absolutely true. Said next time one of your grandparents asks you what video games was like, just send them the trailer of Death Stranding.
And don't say anything else. Just be like,
Don't
this
say anything.
is what we're playing. God, don't you understand? No.
I just
Hello?
don't understand, Grandma. You're not with it.
I'm excited about this though. Like
I
it's
just want to know
weird.
what the fuck's going on.
That's why I'm excited about it. It's weird sci-fi, and I love the fact that the guy's like, "Well, I've played 4 to 5 hours of this, and
It makes sense now.
It makes sense now."
It's like,
but does it
It's
really?
like,
Or are you
what?
just saying that because you want to seem smart?
all
I
I'm
don't know. I don't
saying
know that I
is
trust
that
you.
they could at least play the game. Like, at least there's
Yeah.
playable game that be had. It's not just watching, like, 16 hours of mindfuckery trailers.
Of a baby sticking his like finger up out of.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
What
so
the fuck
weird.
kind of drugs are they on?
Like, I have
I don't
no
know.
idea. You come in and they've got like a nice little container filled with stuff. It's like, pick your poison today. Whatever you want, pick it, and then go write something down, and we'll make it work.
But let me tell you, it created a very intense moment, though. The whole like very beginning, where you obviously you see Norman Reedus' character like waking up, and you
Who
see
finally has clothes on.
he has clothes on, thank God. Which he even mentioned, I think, in the thing. Yeah, I got clothes on this time. And you've got these invisible creatures that are showing up basically, and you have to be quiet. And it's very weird, the little thing on the back of his...
Yeah, it was making noise though. So if
It's
you have
like
to be
click, click,
quiet,
click,
why
click,
do they not hear that?
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like maybe it has to do with a biological thing. It
Yeah,
can't
it's
hear the mechanical
organic.
side.
Yeah,
sounds.
chicken said organic sounds.
Yeah.
Because that thing was definitely making some noise.
It's like-
Just saying.
Yeah.
There it is, it's right there. I'm watching it go. Okay, and it's gone.
And
How
they
you
look
doing?
like handprints.
Yeah, so they have hands for feet.
I guess. It was very weird. And then the next thing you know, like weird shit's happening, and you're in water, and then you're
They're invisible
maybe
titans.
dying. I'm not really sure what's going on. Then you wake up, you're by a big crater. I don't know.
Well, that thing that flies over while you're in the water, if you look at it, it looks like a squid, except it's got
Yeah.
hands at the end of each of its
there's
tentacles,
lots
so
of
it could be
hand-
like walking on its
The
walking on
thing
its
that took
tentacles.
the guy when it was all happening to start with, its face opened up like it was a hand that grabbed him and took him in. Like what is this? There's
I
hands
don't
everywhere.
even know. All right, we can sit here for days discussing what everything could possibly be, but
I don't know what it means.
yeah, like I said, you
It,
could
it
go for
means
hours.
someone took a lot of drugs, and while they were tripping out, someone else took notes.
I bet
Yeah.
this game comes with a little starter packet of hard drugs, and then you can just order them straight from Kojima for the rest of your life.
And then when you
continue to
finish
play.
the game, you
Probably.
feel like inspired, going, "I have never felt so alive in my life."
I
Holy
finally
shit!
understand what all this crazy shit is.
Oh, God damn!
The drug will be called Kojima.
Other new games we heard about was Dreams, which
Oh, that's not new though. They showed that off at E3.
was it okay?
Yeah,
in
that's
the Valley
the-
of Gods.
Ooh, that one.
Which looks
which I
neat.
thought looked
I want to
great.
see what that's about.
Yes, definitely. It looks
Um,
very interesting.
Yeah, and the World War Z one I'm not sure about because the graphics didn't look that great. And
They're gonna have to
I don't
do
know.
something special to stand out as a zombie game in this day and
Yep.
age.
Well, and
Although-
to be fair, the zombies in World War Z are fucking scary. They're so fast that they're
Yeah, but
scary.
that's like 28 days later. It's one of those things where it's like we've kind of already seen that. Maybe not in games, but we've seen that in media plenty. So you need to wow us with why this is different.
Yeah, I mean, Left 4 Dead ones are the same way. Like, those motherfuckers just, like, rush up on you, and you can get surrounded and die.
Yeah,
Well, I know
those
it-
guys aren't very fast.
Have you seen the movie? World
Yeah,
War
I've
Z?
seen the movie.
Yeah.
Where they pile up
Okay,
and whatnot.
like they
yeah.
can actually pile up and climb on top of each other and stuff like that.
They
So
seem
it's
more
like-
rabid than actual zombies.
Yeah.
So we'll
well, I think
see.
because it's actually based on an actual disease versus
Well,
Zombies.
28 Days Later is the same way. They weren't really zombies. It was just kind of more based on a rage
An
disease.
infection.
Yeah, I think it was, like, a form of rabies or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so.
But Metro Exodus looks pretty interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Pretty-
great. That's second.
pumped
I guess
about
that's the
that.
second trailer we've seen of it.
Yes.
The first one being at E3.
Still exciting. Still exciting.
Oh, it looks great. I love the first two games, and I'm interested to see now that we're out in the world how that's gonna.
Go from there.
Yeah.
I
so-
think my main thing that I got really pumped about because I didn't expect it, which I don't know why. I guess I had just given up on it. New Soul Calibur. I'm so excited.
Oh.
Yay! I mean,
I don't know. I didn't like the last one.
yeah, I didn't care for 5, but 4 is still like has a special place in my heart. So I'm kind
Which
of
one
really
was the
hoping
one that, depending on whether you had a PlayStation or an Xbox,
4.
you would. Okay.
4. Because
Yeah, that's
Xbox got Yoda, PlayStation got Vader. And then
For a while,
like
and they-
a little while later, they're like,
Yeah.
okay, they're on both. You can buy them. And then they also gave both versions Galen Merrick.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think 5 had. I think you could play as Ezio in 5,
Yeah, 5 was Ezio.
which
3
I mean, it was,
also did the thing where... Was it 3 or 2? But one of them was like the GameCube version had Link, PlayStation had Hachi from Tekken, and then Xbox got Spawn. I want to say it was 2.
Well, I'm super excited about it because I'm hoping that it's going to be amazing. I'm hoping it's going to recover from what was 5, because 5 was not very good. But I think that might be why it's been so long.
Well, the guy said he had learned a lot from working on Tekken, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of hoping for it to return to
I also didn't
glory.
care for 5 because they got rid of a lot of the characters that have been in there for a while and try to replace them with new updated versions of the kids or whatnot, and it's like they just don't build the same.
Nobody wants that. We want to go back to our old stuff. Sorry.
And I'm really hoping they don't do what they did with the... I don't know, a lot of fighting games have been doing that lately, though, where it's like, we're going to make this, like, super friendly for people who don't play fighting games, and there's just, like, easy combo buttons, and...
I don't care for that, and that's coming from somebody that I'm not very good at fighting games. I enjoy the shit out of them, but I'm not very good at them. They just make me feel good to watch people get punched in the face repeatedly. Which I let my sister play Injustice 2 this weekend. Also very good. Gratifying. Felt good. Which Injustice 2 won Best Fighting Game at the awards. So good for them. Game of the Year was Legend of Zelda. Surprising exactly nobody.
Nobody.
I mean...
But to be fair, they had some really good nominees for that too. So it's really, I like all the nominees that were in there. Like, I'm not a Persona 5 fan because I haven't played the others. But like
I kind of felt like
though,
they were good selections. Like, they were all contenders, but I mean, you could just feel where it was going to go.
My opinion.
Well, yeah, except for PUBG, you should not have Game of the Year if you're in early access. In my opinion.
Hell, even PlayerUnknown himself was like, no, you shouldn't. You should give it to people who've actually finished their game.
Yeah, that's actually a debate that a lot of companies have, like when they do these best ofs, like this. I guess my thought processes on it is, as long as they can never be eligible for anything again, I don't have an issue with it. You know what I mean? Like, if you
they couldn't get Game of the Year 2 years in a row.
Next year they're not eligible because they were up for it this year. Then I'm okay with that. But I do have an issue. I mean, you've got to, in my opinion, you have to put PlayerUnknown just because it is probably the single most popular game in the world right now.
Well, it technically is coming out in 10 days.
Yeah, and it would come out after, what was it, like, it's like in 2 weeks or a week or something like that.
10 days. 12/20.
Yeah, so we've got 10 days before it actually comes out, and they wouldn't be able to do it again until next year, so maybe that's part of the reason they included it. But it could have hurt their chances, too, because of who they went up against, so that might have been part of the thing, too.
I think they were good games, but I really do not think that anybody stood a chance against Breath of the Wild. I mean, it came out in March. I mean, it got Best Game Direction. I mean, it was just...
Yeah, I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn was really good. I just feel like the unfortunate truth is if you're up against a Nintendo game like a Zelda or a Mario, you're probably going to lose because it's just the way of the world, apparently.
Well, Nintendo, like this Zelda game was outside of the norm. Like, it was something that they've not done before. And the mechanics in it, the gameplay of it, everything of it was just...
And the fact that you could play it mobile.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
like you have that same feeling and you can take it with you. And it's innovative.
Yep. I mean,
just everything that they've done with the whole game in itself. I mean, the fact that you're just not going, oh, here's your Master Sword in the beginning, this is the weapon you can use, you get a bunch of little things here and there to help you out, but, no, it's like, bind your weapons, bind your armor, bind your shield, we're not giving you shit.
Yeah, it's just so incredible, and I like all the other games, but Breath of the Wild absolutely deserved Game of the Year by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that one pop up on most everybody's Game of the Year. Really do. I'm interested, because of doing mostly single-player stuff, I was interested to see who ended up getting Best Narrative. I wanted to play What Remains of Edith Finch, but I had not yet, so I'm really glad that it won, so at least I know I've got an incentive to go play it now.
I was going to get it regardless. I'm just surprised that it beat out Hellblade.
Hellblade's story is so good, and then... Wolfenstein 2, the fact that it was nominated, I'm like, wow.
Wolfenstein 2 is nominated for like everything. I think you get like a free nomination for almost any category if you can put "fuck the Nazis" in your game.
I guess so.
I mean,
Best art direction? Fuck the Nazis.
All right, you're in.
And then, of course, Nier is it Automata?
Yeah,
Let's say-
Nier
say.
Automata.
sure.
Yeah, so, and it was up for it, too. I was impressed, too, that Cuphead was a big winner. Of course, Hellblade was a big winner for a couple of them, including the actress one.
Oh.
Which
Best
she wasn't
perform-
even an actress.
No.
Wasn't even an actress.
I
I didn't
know.
even know that. And she showed up in her mocap suit.
Yeah, which
She
is
was
so
rocking a
cute.
mocap suit while she was there. That was fantastic.
Yeah, man, that was just
It was
awesome.
adorable.
Adorable.
It was. Best art direction, nobody surprised was Cuphead. Red actually sent me a message. He's like, "Oh my god, Cuphead won over things like Horizon Zero Dawn and Legend of Zelda." And I was like, well, it's because Cuphead's doing an art style that, has been done before, but it was in the 50s.
Yeah, like
I
that
mean,
definitely
this is not really a
deserves.
choice
it was
the
done in
games make.
50s in actual cartoons,
Yeah,
animated
this is not a
cartoons.
game
not
choice.
live while you're playing it.
Yep.
That's the crazy
So-
thing to me.
Yeah, they deserved that one. It was
Yeah, no,
fantastic. I
calm
need
down,
to add
man.
Cuphead to my library so that I can.
You do that, because I'm
Finally play
not.
it.
That's,
Yeah, it's
that's
a-
Dark Souls level torture right there.
That's right up my
I
alley.
really wish they would do
Platformer Dark
like
Souls,
online, so me and you could go through it together.
maybe, but Cuphead. I'm glad for them. Good job. Give them more confidence to be a little bit more out there and do what they do, not follow their. And
Now, I do have an issue with, and maybe this is just me being me. I have a problem that they have a best indie game and then they have best debut indie game as two categories. Because I think if your
I guess-
debut, I don't think you should be able to be eligible for the other one. Or if you're
Yeah.
in one, you can't be eligible for the other one. Whatever.
Yeah.
I could agree with that, yeah.
Like what's okay? What's
And it's
the
not like
difference
there's a
though?
shortage of indie games where you couldn't fill up the category.
Right.
What's the difference? Like, what's the actual difference between the two
Well,
categories?
the debut is going to be it's your first indie game, whereas best
Right.
indie game of the year is going to lump all of them together.
Correct.
So
Oh, that's fair enough.
Cuphead is their first, game that they've ever made, so they get to be in both categories.
Well, and I think you turn around and you go, okay, like if we think Cuphead's good enough to be the best indie game, maybe we need to look at putting somebody else in best debut indie game.
Definitely.
Just to give
I
the
am
opportunity.
right there with you on that one. Completely
Yeah,
agree.
which I knew of all the games that were listed except for Mr. Shifty. I had no idea what that one was.
Yeah.
Watching when they showed it all, because I had not heard of Mr. Shifty or Slime Rancher, I'm like, okay, Cuphead's definitely going to win this. Like, Hollow Knight's good. Golf Story looks a little simple, but I understand the appeal to it.
The
But
storyline is
Cuphead
very
just
good
was
on
going to
it.
be, like, watching all of those, like, this is not even in the same category,
Yeah,
man.
they should have put Cuphead like in the best indie game, and then got you a new. Well, I don't know. It's hard to just be like Cuphead's too damn good to be for their first game. It's like, but it's their
I
first
guess
game.
it's flattering, though, right?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. I guess it's like if you get, you got that one person like in the music industry that gets best new artist, but then they win all the other damn awards too.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
it's that same thought process, maybe.
They
So,
blew it out of the
yeah.
park. The only way to put it, man. And they made a game, and it was amazing.
Although I
Another-
will say, because Slime Rancher was in that category and I was watching it and I'd never seen it before, I actually now really want to go buy Slime Rancher.
Yeah, it's
so
got like a
cute.
little niche following, so yeah, it looks fun. Best strategy game, another Nintendo win with Mario plus Rabbids.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but
Yeah,
I'm surprised that the XCOM 2
War of the
didn't have a
Chosen.
better showing, yeah.
I-
But, because, I mean, everybody bragged about that game as soon as it came out.
Yeah. But it faded away pretty fast, which is unfortunate, but hey.
Yeah, same thing with Warhammer 2.
I have a pretty big issue with a couple of these categories. Like, I mean, you have
Okay.
one that says best action game, and then one that says best action adventure game. It's like,
What's the difference?
can you continue, take just the action adventure out of it and just say what?
But
best
there's no
adventure game?
crossover in them.
Yeah.
Did you notice that too? There's no crossover.
so maybe well that's good if there's no crossover.
Yeah, that is
yeah,
good.
but
I
what
mean,
is the difference though? Like, what? Okay.
Well, I don't know because like
I guess
would
adventure
say
gives
that
you provocative. Well, no, that's not true because Prey and. Well, I don't know.
I
You
know.
know
I
what?
go
give
with
up.
Destiny's an action adventure game too. I mean, there's heavy story elements into it.
But I guess it's more focused on
Same
the
thing with
action because you
Cuphead.
could completely disregard.
Prey
the
is an
story.
action adventure game too. Like, I mean, okay. If the game is heavily story oriented, there's adventure in it. Like, I mean, you're working through a story elemented game, and
Somebody get back to us on that. What does that mean?
Hit
What's
us
the
up.
difference?
Yeah, what is y'all's definition of action
Action
adventure versus
adventure.
just action?
Yes.
Like,
what
what
makes these
defines
two
that?
categories instead of just one?
Yeah, because if you think about it this way, you've got in best action, all right, one of the games that is listed happens to be Wolfenstein 2 because that's the one that won, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it can't be based on a plotline thing because they were up for best narrative.
Seriously?
Well,
Yeah.
and Prey it's not like you just go through and kill everything, because in Prey it's a lot of slow exploration as well. So there's adventure too. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I want to
get
know.
Some of these categories are just I don't know. They're odd.
I want to play Neo though.
Ooh.
Well, I want
Yes,
to play
yeah.
a lot of these games. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yes. While I'm thinking about it, I would like to criticize the Game Awards for how poorly they announced some of their winners for these categories. Like, I mean,
some of that was kind of.
if you're going to do a Game Awards, either do it longer and give everybody credit of winning their awards, or just cut some of the awards out, please. I mean, that's just shitty
Yeah.
for companies like Best RPG, Best Role-Playing Game, Persona 5, whatever. We'll get back to that. It's like, but
yeah, some
RPG
of the, like,
is a
'cause
big
that's
category.
That's a major category, and you just kind of cut it short. Like, I get why they did it. Like, best, some of the ones they did, I think, were like best esports game and best esports team. They kind of like were like, okay, here we go. That's kind of a off the cuff mention.
And they
I
do that
get
at the
that.
Oscars too. Because at the Oscars they'll do, like, they won't do it for best score, but they'll do it for like best sound design. Will be
Yeah.
one of the ones that were given
Well, it's one
earlier
of the
in the
smaller
day. Best sound-
categories.
Right.
But
So
either
best
do it
RPG,
before or
that's a
do it
whole
after.
section of games. Like, that's not best mobile game. Okay, fine. You want to cut that short? Best handheld, even. You want to cut that short?
Best VR,
Okay.
you want to cut that short? Fine. Well, okay. To be fair, if you want hype behind the VR, you want it to be a little bit more popular. You wanna
But
build a
even
little
then,
hype
looking
around
at the
it.
best VR AR games, a lot
I
of
like
it's
how
kind
they
of like
did the fan choice awards though, which is where they pulled them up over to the side, like when you had
That
Mr.
was pretty neat.
Disrespect that came up, or Doctor Disrespect. that
Doctor
came up.
Disrespect.
It's don't
When he
you
was talking
dare.
about his nurse Disrespect, it's like she's in the audience right now.
Yeah.
And they said somebody had commented about the fact that was still in the audience in full gear and everything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's
gotta
people
get-
were
you
like
gotta get
pointing
that
out, be like,
character.
when your custom characters in a cutscene,
Yeah,
like that one.
That's my
me.
character over there.
yeah,
The one that looks out of place, that's me.
yeah. So good though. But there was,
overall-
I mean, there was a lot that came out of this. I think that.
I think it
For
was
the
a really
mo-
poor idea for Sony to have the PSX the
Oh.
next day, because everybody's already hyped from, the
Yeah.
night before where we got to see all of the new trailers, and then the next day is just like, let's talk about The Last of Us 2 or
Yeah.
10 years of Uncharted.
Yeah, but it also makes me think that last year in January, Sony, because I could see Sony going, our PSX is going to be here because they have to get people there for the expo and all that. And then somewhere in June or July, Jeff Keighley, because its award shows are different, and setting up and go, okay, we're going to set it on this day, and it just happens to be the day before PSX.
But even then, PSX didn't have anything really big planned in the lineup. There wasn't any, like, super hardcore, crazy hitting announcements out of the thing. It was like they announced all of the cool new games at the award show, and prior to that, a few months ago, like a month or so ago, they did Paris Games Week.
And
So
do we need a student game award?
They're just trying to get a little credit to the up and coming developers.
and I get
Which
that,
is fine,
but maybe
shouldn't
that's
that be one
that
of
we
the
could-
throwouts that you kind of, let's throw RPG award
Yes,
back in here
it
and say,
definitely should. You should remove the student game one and then put in the RPG. It's like, come
Well, especially
on,
when you're
guys.
talking about the Student Game Award being a game that most people probably haven't played anyway, because it was made for a school project and not necessarily mass released.
then you had the whatever the award was. I guess it's like a lifetime achievement or whatever.
Yes, Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, that Shaw, can't think of her first
Carol
name.
Shaw.
Yeah, Carol
Carol
Shaw.
Shaw.
Industry Icon Award is what it's called.
Yes,
Okay,
and she
yeah,
deserves it.
Creator of River Raid, which I put hours in when I was a kid. I loved the game.
That was before my time. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. And so I enjoyed that part. And then they had the guy from Sony that was formerly with Sony, let go from Sony. I don't know exactly what happened there.
Yeah, his was more like a lifetime. He left to go on to new adventures, which is what everybody says when they're quitting.
Yeah.
Or fired.
But I thought it was funny that he talked about all the great stuff that they did at Sony and all the stuff he was proud of and everything else, and he's standing on Microsoft stage, like this stage, the LA Microsoft Center.
Irony at its finest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's interesting. It's interesting to me, but yeah, I mean,
I get it though. They want to recognize people within the industry that have been part of the industry for a very long time and been movers and shakers and whatnot. I get that. I mean, that's deserved. Sure, we give out lifetime awards at like every other awards ceremony, so I get that. I get that. But there wasn't much else. The Legend of Zelda showed off a new expansion that launched the same day as the awards and gives Link a motorcycle.
Vroom vroom.
Motorcycle horse. Motorcycle horse.
Well, of course it had to be a horse, right? Because you can't get rid of Link's horses.
Vroom vroom, and then he can like
Epona
drive it up
is
mountains
kind of a
and
big
shit.
deal.
It looks like it's made of stone, which makes it even weird. It's kind of like
That's what makes
Well,
it
I mean,
weird.
it's the same style as like those Guardians that are all over the place.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to like scroll through the rest of the news and see what else we need to get to. Outlast 1 and 2 are coming to the Switch, and you, Oak, still owe Vald Outlast 2. Just saying. She
And
would want me
Outlast
to remind
3
you.
is coming out. Come on now, man. Oh, I think it's
Fair
going to be
enough.
super neat on the Switch, though. I mean, that shit's going to be awesome. Being able, when you do your camera, being able to lift up your Switch and kind of look around like that, and you're like, oh, shit, do I want to... Like, hey, you're bringing that whole level of people leaning to real life. You're like, trying to look
People
around
are
that
just
wall.
playing it and like leaning out in public. What the hell are
Hey,
they doing?
you can hold it by the hand, like stick it around a corner, and just kind of like peek around the corner. Like, I think I'm good.
I got this.
But that's on the way. Early next year. No exact date. Early next year for Switch. So, when you stream it, does that mean that you're going to pick it up on Switch and stream it from this?
No.
I don't even know how you would do that.
No, I mean you can stream from the Switch. That's not a problem. But no, not streaming from the Switch.
I just thought I'd ask.
I'm gonna say there's a little bit graphical difference.
I'm asking
between-
all of the questions that Vald would want me to ask, okay? I'm doing a good job right now.
Yes, you are. Yes,
I got you,
are.
Vald. I got you right here. Fortnite got a 50v50 mode for Battle Royale.
Yeah.
It's time limited though. It's not going to be around.
Yeah, it's not going to be around forever. It'll be playable until the 17th, so a week from today, or when this gets posted, a week from tomorrow, or
A week from
less
Sunday.
than a week. Yeah, week from Sunday.
So they doing this just to promote the game? Then I mean, I don't understand what the point in doing it. Or are they just testing their server?
They're probably
It
just
might just
testing
be
their server.
testing.
Well,
There's no friendly fire, which is good because 50 people would be a little chaotic. I think I would
A little
shoot
bit.
like
okay.
25 of my
All right,
teammates.
first of all, let me go ahead and break this because the trailer that they showed is fucking awesome. Like, people want that, but it's nothing like that. It's just a regular game. You jump in and you have 50 teammates and you guys just kill the other people, and it's nowhere near as fucking
because
awesome as you
there's
think.
no 50 people group that is going to be able to coordinate that well.
What we wanted though, like I was watching a streamer and it's like basically it's simple. Give us a nice big open map, hills and whatnot, and nothing on it. Give everybody 99 of all resources, and give them all the basic weapons. Build and kill the other team.
So you don't have to like worry about the farming and finding part.
Exactly. You just build up giant fortresses and fucking blow the shit out of the other team.
It would be fun too, though, if you could like to add on to that is just make it to where, because still do similar to the way that they have it now, to where it continues to shrink. See, but you're guessing, and they turn around and they're like, but you set up a wall in between where the two teams spawn in, to where you can't cross that wall until after the 5 minutes is up or whatever it is. So you have 5 minutes as a team to build everything.
So
that
can you
possibly
see on
can.
the other side, or is it like an
Sure.
actual solid wall?
Sure. No, it'd be like that clear purpley wall thing that they
Okay.
like the opaque looking thing. Yeah.
That
So
would
you can
be
see what they're
interesting.
building.
Like just split the map in half and drop the two teams of 50 on each side.
I mean, that's what the
gather
thing
as
looks
much
like.
As you want,
They've-
and then come to the middle where the circle's gonna close.
Yeah,
That
that
would
would be fun.
Yeah, because then you can watch the other team building up big, and you're just sitting over there fucking getting ready for it. Rocket
Yeah.
launchers in the front, bushes on the side. Oh man,
All the people that can be bushes. I just want to run around as a bush. That's all.
If
I
you
just wanna
could
be a
get all
little
your teammates
foliage.
coordinating, you could construct a maze for the other team to have to like run through.
Right?
no. You
The
just
other
get
team wouldn't even come in there.
No, you just first of all you build platforms to go up, and then just toss nades in there and blow up the walls, or get your rocket launcher guys up on the front and blow up all the walls. Everything is destructible. Everything.
Yep.
There is
That's
no.
what makes the game so interesting.
Yeah,
is
concrete
everything.
stuff.
Yeah, but it would still slow them down to a great deal to have to like go through and do all that nonsense.
No,
And
like
then
I
by
said,
the
you
time
just
they're
build,
doing
where are
that,
people
your
hiding?
entire
ramps up
team
and
comes up
over.
from behind.
build ramps up and over, and build walls in the back. Always cover your flank because you can build everything.
Oh.
I was
There's
trying
a
to
lot
think of
of-
fun, creative ways to do this, but you know,
Hey, the
Chickens
only
gotta-
creative
Well,
way is to kill
technically,
the
here's
other
the thing:
team.
is you also, but from a strategic standpoint, if you're trying to raid somebody's place, right?
Right.
You want to make sure that you have cover too. So if you just destroy everything, you don't have any cover either, so you're more likely to die. So you got to strategically be able to make that happen.
Yeah, like I said, it just turned into a giant explosion fight. All I can see is just a bunch of pumpkin rockets being shot towards each other's bases as they cross each other. They're like, uh-oh. Boom! And then the
That
bases
would be
just collapse.
hey, that is actually not a bad game idea though, Baka. Have it the same, but I mean, even if it's 6v6, but just have it to where you're inside of a maze.
And you have to get to the other team.
You have to kill the other team, and let's say there's an objective of some sort. You have to make your way to the middle of the maze or whatever. But everybody starts from the outside, and you
If I
just
could
have
go
to
sell your
follow
idea
through.
quick. We'll
Totally
be
on.
rich. In other news, Far Cry 5 and The Crew 2, both Ubisoft games, got delayed. Far Cry by a month. Instead of February 27th, next year it'll be March 27th. The Crew got pushed back from March 16th to sometime between April and September. That one's not
If
a
it makes their
solid.
game better,
Yeah,
all for
I'm
it.
all about it. If it's going to make it better, which that's what they said, they wanted to make it basically a higher quality experience for gamers. So I'm all about it. If you need to fix things, just make us wait. We'll be fine. We're not going to die without it. Dying Light, which Chicken was super excited about, gets a Battle Royale inspired expansion called Bad Blood in 2018. He's super excited.
Okay, they use that word way too no
Battle Royale inspired?
Yeah,
That's a phrase.
Okay,
Battle
okay. First of all, it's 5 people. That's not a
Yes.
Battle Royale inspired anything. I mean, it's just 5 people. It's a multi.
Battle Royale is a movie, which is why
Yeah,
they
I know, but
stated it
it's
that way.
it's 5. It's like a PvP game. It's a simple battleground.
Yes.
It's more or less. It's a simple battleground where you have
Or it
5
says 6
people.
players.
Is it 6? Oh yeah, you and 5 other players, so 6 players.
Yes. Blends
Uh,
PvP and PvE. Basically,
kinda
you're dropped into
gameplay.
a hostile zombie-infested area, and each player has to evacuate before the night falls.
You have to
That's
scavenge
it.
for weapons and harvest blood samples. You have to pay for your seat on the chopper with blood samples. Everybody has to pay individually.
So your whole team might not make
And
it.
then they drop you off, and it becomes deceit.
There you go. Let's cross over right there. I like it. I like it.
I just love it that
No
they're still
idea
supporting
which one of
this.
us is really a zombie in disguise.
How old is this game?
What, Dying Light?
2
Yeah.
years.
Dying
It's
Light?
more than 2 years
2
old.
years.
more
It's
than
about
2
to be
years.
3 years old, and they're still supporting it.
Which is nice.
Yes, good job, Tecmo.
One of the other big controversies of the week, which I know we're running a little long, so we won't get a chance to do it justice, but Detroit Become Human is under fire for domestic abuse scenes, which, if you remember, in the last trailer that we saw, which was seriously like a month ago, I don't know why people are just now jumping on the hate bandwagon, but you are Kara, who is an android who works for a human who is an abusive father and may or may not kill his child, depending on what actions you take as the android. People are upset because it glorifies and trivializes child abuse. Thoughts?
No.
I think
No.
it actually brings it to the forefront.
Yes.
I agree.
And gives you the option on how you want to handle that.
Yes.
Whether you want to attack the guy straight forward or you want to help the girl escape, whatever you feel is going to be the best way to handle that situation. I would have a problem, I would say, would glorify if it was the Kara character that was doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if there was a benefit for you not stopping the abuse. I mean,
But no, I think it brings it. It's one of the things in our society we don't really talk about that much. I do like the fact they stereotyped the guy, so it's not to where it's. I mean, I think
a
people,
relatable character.
a relatable character, so you don't you'll walk down the street and go, I bet he abuses his kid, Instead, it's more of what we think of as a stereotypical type of thing. But to be fair too, it could be to where you might not have if you really wanted to bring it to the forefront, you would see a scenario to where you would see a character you wouldn't think would be that way and is that way. You know, so
but even then, I don't think that anything about that scenario trivializes what's going on, because the whole game is about consequences, actions and consequences, and this is just one of those things where they're putting something very real in front of you to have to make a very real decision about, and that's kind of from what we've seen thus far, kind of the whole vibe behind the entire game is these are some very, very drastic circumstances that you're being put in, and you have to make choices, and it's not like something you can just make lightly. So it doesn't trivialize it at all. And the fact that people are acting like this is the first time that child abuse has been put in any sort of media is just outrageous to me. I mean, so I'm sorry, but it's been the whole plot line for movies and TV shows before.
Right, and this actually gives you an opportunity to do something about it.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, one of the counter arguments is that this will color abused people's like mindsets of how do they need to deal with their abuser, because one of the options is for either Kara or the kid to shoot the abuser. And they're worried
I think that's like an escalated situation, because from what you kind of see is he gets the gun and tries to shoot the cyborg, and then they fight, and then she picks up the gun.
Is that she dies.
Yeah,
so,
like I mean, it's not like they're just putting in one simple way to handle it. There are so many incredible ways that this could play out. You could do nothing. You could attack him. You can sneak away. He could get shot. She could get shot. The other one could get shot. Anybody could get shot. The fucking house could fall apart. The house could catch on fire. The fucking elephants fall from the sky. Like, I mean, there is so many...
that's only in
No,
Bond's
you have to
chicken.
be able to make the elephants fall from the sky. So that's
my bad. I mean, a plane carrying elephants crashes. But I mean, there are just so many different options based on what you want to do.
I just really don't see the argument, and the fact that one of the guys, the founder of the National Association of People Abused in Childhood, that is a hard thing to read, says that abusers will get off on this stuff, and I mean, the fact that there's an option for the abuser to die, I don't think that means that they get off on it. I think that should be terrifying.
I don't. And here's the thing. And I'm not being a dick when I say this, because trust me, I've dealt with friends that have been abused and stuff like that. But the way I look at it is this is putting something to the forefront in the gaming industry. There's a lot of gamers that have been abused themselves, that they're able to make a choice and do what they need to in order to be able to take care of the situation, if you will. And the thing about it is like, people that are this way in real life are always going to find a way to get off on something like this.
Yeah, I mean,
we can't control that. But what we can control is bringing it forward to other people to make them realize this is a true situation in our society that needs to be something needs to be done about it. Now, as for shooting someone, whatever, maybe not to that extreme, but we don't know what the situation is in the game either when you get to that point. So anything's a possibility, and you can, that's why they give you options. If you think shooting somebody for this particular thing is your thing, cool, I guess, but I just don't do it in real life. It's a fucking game.
I mean, even in sometimes certain situations call for certain actions. I mean, it's going to be real life. This game is going to try and mirror real life. If in this game that scenario is what comes up, then unfortunately that's what's going to happen. It's the same thing in real life. If that unfortunately comes up, that's just what happens. I mean, I hate to be like that about it, but that's just unfortunately how it is. Now we're not saying go shoot people and things like that.
No, please don't shoot people, but it's just a dumb thing to be outraged over. I mean, you can't put it in media. Okay, well, I need you to go back and retroactively remove it from every movie ever that it's even been broached in on the very surface. So let me see how long that takes you, because it's going to be a while. That is a popular trope, unfortunately.
Yep.
And, by the way, Stealth, Five Nights at Freddy's new game out. Free on Steam if you want to play it. It is a pizzeria simulator. I mean, I'm just kidding. It's not. It's actually a Five Nights at Freddy's game that's terrifying.
I honestly think what we need to do is I will do Outlast 2 right after you finish that one.
No, because you've already promised Vol.
No,
you've already you've made promises about your game. I can't help you.
Fair enough. Damn it.
But yeah, this one starts out, I watched as much as I don't like Markiplier's video, I think he's a wonderful man, but I think that his videos are ridiculous. I watched the 23-minute video of him playing it, and yeah, at first it's like, okay, this is fine, we're gonna make pizzas, and then it's, okay, now it's getting creepy, and then you have to scavenge robotics to put in your restaurant and things like that. Yeah, and it just gets terrifying from there. So, and it got launched. Got launched out of nowhere.
But
it's
hey,
free.
Griff, at least you get to like sling pizza at little kids and make them fat and happy.
No, that's for like the first like 10 minutes of the game, and I'm not interested in what happens after that 10 minutes. So
you're not interested in like making your own little animatronic robot?
You know, I'm really I could live without it. It's fine. I like that the first comment on the article, by the way, is "Seems Scott ran out of cash again. It's a free game." I don't understand where you think that the money comes into the transaction, especially since it says in the first part of the article that it's free.
It goes back to people always going, "They're just in it for the money."
They're always
in it for the money. It's free game, but you want the money. Where's the microtransactions? There's not
EA has the rights on all that one.
People aren't allowed to make money anymore unless they're EA, is what you're saying?
Yes. That's what EA
well,
thinks,
I mean,
I'm sure.
at this rate, EA's not going to be making any damn money.
Nope.
That's true. They're rolling out their first retrofitted system for the Star Wars game this week, by the way. So, they're going to, I guess, fix the microtransaction. Fix, in air quotes, for those of you just listening. I'm using that term very loosely. They're going to
make
fix
them more
the
of a
system.
necessity to the game so you can win?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm sure we'll hear all about it next week, so I'm sure there'll be articles that we need to discuss about it starting probably Tuesday, since that's when most people are.
I doubt this will happen, but I think it would be funny if, like, all of a sudden they're like, "You want cosmetic crap? Here you go. Here's your motherfucking pink Darth Vader."
Yes! More people would play it. Pink Darth Vader, why the fuck not?
I think it would look really weird, but it would be funny as hell.
I just wonder when we're going to get to the point to where there's going to be like completely cross promotion on this stuff. So it's like they turn around and it's like, "Oh, you bought FIFA, cool! You get the pink Darth Vader in."
Oh my god, that's what's
Right?
gonna happen. It won't be microtransactions; they'll just be forcing you to buy their other games so that you can have new costumes.
Right?
You want this cool skin for Darth Maul? Well, guess what? You gotta buy Madden.
Do you want to?
Although at least it would just be cosmetics.
Hold on. Do you want a rocket launcher that you can't get anywhere else?
Oh god,
Make sure you buy this shit-tastic game that we didn't want to sell in the first place.
No, they'll package it with like the expensive stuff. Buy the $60 game and get the best rocket launcher you can get in Star Wars.
Yeah, but
or buy Need for Speed and we'll give you a speeder bike you can ride around on every single map.
Even the space maps where you should be on a speeder,
like, you
want
want this?
Space works.
Awesome, you get to buy the cricket game. Cricket, I don't even know how to play that.
I can't believe that we're talking about this out loud. EA is going to see this somehow.
Oh yeah.
And this
Big
will
Brother
be the
is
next
watching.
model. Oh my god, you've
This
just
is a
given them the worst
fantastic
idea.
Why didn't we think of this? Oh well, it's our idea now.
We definitely thought of this.
Trademarked.
Trademarked.
Uh,
Anything else? Anything else?
No, we gotta go. Baka's gotta go to work.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
We do appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week in Infinite Respawn, whether you're watching or listening. So make sure that you do check us out on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Infinite Respawn. You can also check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. Check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. You can check out Griff.
At Griff Slineham.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
At Baka Pickle.
And don't forget, we do have a website as well, InfiniteRespawn.com. Go in there, join the forums, and hang out. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
Baka.
See ya.
Bye.